Hello guys, and today we are looking at a scenario where civilization starts over. We are on episode 9 of this series, and in last episode we saw the Great Mesopotamian War. That's what I'm going to call it. And in today's episode we are just going to be looking at the effects that come after that war. Now we have to talk about the peace treaty. The red team made the blue team give up the Qatar and the UAE. But why would they make them give up these tiny areas? Well, they knew that the blue team wouldn't be able to sustain areas over here if their border or the area to get to it was a little bit hard to get to. Left them with this, then they would be able to just get to this area. Well, they would have no reason to gonna be crippled. And some people inside the blue team are feeling like they got screwed over. They felt like the blue team could have handled the war better, and they could have still fought and tried to stop the red team's intentions. But those people wanted the red team to release these areas and take some land from the Sandiks. Even before the war started, the red team was planning on doing something to the blue team, and that thing was planning the fall of the blue team. Now, the blue team is the second oldest country in the world, and it's not easy to collapse a country just like that, but you can try. And the red team has been planning this for almost 10 years. And now when the Great War started, it was their perfect opportunity to destroy the blue team. Purple Rebellion pops up in the southern area in Oman. This rebellion is funded by, guess who? This guy over here. Now, this rebellion looks like it wouldn't be that strong, but the blue team doesn't know it, but they actively have red team troops in there. But they're just being disguised as rebels. And soon after that, the UAE and Qatar join in on the rebellion. Now, this is crazy because they just got their independence and they are already fighting against their ruler. And how are they doing so good in this war? How are they already pushing into the blue team with no seems to be end? Well, this is because the red team is funding them. And once they get a border with the red team, which they just did, the blue team is cooked. Because this is not something to mess around with. The blue team, once they see this, they instantly send reinforcements over to stop these guys. But those reinforcements do not do much because they are pushing in to the blue team. And they don't really want this area. All they want is the capital and this coast. And their plan is to join up with the red team and have control over all of Mesopotamia and become the great Mesopotamian Empire. They see this the red team knows that the blue team is kind of crippled right now. They didn't even have at least 5 years to prepare. And this is 4 years after the war ended, and they're still crippled. And the blue team, they are falling quickly. Their metropolitan area of the capital is getting sieged. And little do they know that more areas are going to join up with the blue team, with the purple team. This was not even on the blue team's radar. They thought that the red team just wanted them to lose some land, and that was it. But no, it was deeper than that. They wanted the blue team to fully collapse. The blue team does push back the rebels a little bit, and especially in this province. But with that, it just makes the red team more angry, and soon they join in on this war. They instantly send lots of troops into the blue team, and this is not like that. This is not like the war that just occurred. This is the red team's full revenge. If you thought that war was the red team's revenge, well, you were wrong, because the red team is going to just push into this blue team without any stopping. But now let's look at what the rest of the world is doing before this whole thing occurred. Well, the red team was focusing more on exploration, and they discover Ireland, and they also discover the full island, and they wrap around the whole island, discovering the whole coast of it. They also explore more into the UK, and after that they take more of the United Kingdom, and they make a little bit of a settlement in Ireland. Northia, or the purple team, whatever you want to call it, they go up and they start to discover or conquer more of Sweden. And with more exploration going out into Sweden, we can see a new country forming. This new country is going to be called Stockholm. This country instantly grows big, but Northia is not very appreciative of this. And they also explore more of the coast around Norway, and the North Sea is basically fully discovered. Also, this Danish country takes these two islands, but the Northians take that Copenhagen Island, and they also take this island, which I don't know the name of. Sticking in the same area, they explore into this sea. I still do not know what this sea is called, and they also explore into the St. Petersburg area, and they explore the coast of Finland, and they also fully explore this lake, which I should really know the name of, but I do not. They go around it, and they fully explore the area surrounding it. We can see a large amount of expansion going out because the world is trying to find a new dawn to get away from war, even though just another major war just started. They don't want war anymore. They just want prosperous nations and surpluses. And they are going very far into Russia. And now the Kazakhs, or the Stan Nation, flats, or I don't really know if it's flat, but these areas are getting discovered, but they do not go farther because they are getting up to the Himalayan areas, which they do not want to explore yet. They explore more into Vietnam and start to take this little area of Cambodia, and they fully explore this jungly area. And a new blue team is formed in the southern area of Vietnam, and they quickly take the rest of this whole area. They also explore the sea more, just taking sailing over here in the sea. This island is finally explored. They explore the rest of the surrounding areas. And also another country is being formed in this area. That country is the Orange Team. And they they have the same intentions as the Blue Team, just to become a major trading empire, I guess. And the last new country in this episode is in China, and China is a new country here. They're not really big, but they also have a lot of people in them, because it's a collection of Indians, former Blue Team, because the Blue Team seems like they're going to collapse soon, Red Team people, Caucasian people. It's just like a bunch of people who were just coming from other areas to find new land to settle in. But finally, going back to the war, the rebels are absolutely kicking the Blue Team's butt. The Red Team is also doing the same. And they are just wiping out the Blue Team faster and faster. And the Gold Team, they really didn't care about the Blue Team that much. They did like them a little bit, but they don't care about them enough to help them out in this war. They don't see that this is a great idea to help them out, and they only see it as a way for their country to collapse, because they can see how quickly they're marching into the second biggest city in the world, as I already said in the last episode. The first is the Red Team's capital. And they encircle the city in mere hours. And soon, the Blue Team surrenders. And now we can look at a peace treaty. And this is what the peace treaty is going to end up looking like. Let's go over it. And sorry, I have the hiccups if you hear me go, so yes. I also changed the color of this country because I thought it looked too much like this country. The Red Team gets a lot of land along here, and the Blue Team gets turned down to just this little landlocked area, and this purple country gets reduced down to this. How does the world react to this? Well, the whole world is cooked. Simple answer. It's cooked. Like, literally. And when I say cooked, I mean cooked. Because the whole entire world is crippled from this. The economy is broken because the Blue Team was the biggest trading partner for, like, many countries in the world. And also, the Red Team was also a major trading partner. And they were fighting a war, so they basically couldn't really trade well anymore. But with that, countries will create something that will help the world recover. Trade routes. Now, we haven't included trade routes in the series before, and I thought that it would be good to include them, especially at this time when the whole world is crippled. The main people who are going to be starting these trade routes are the Caucasians, the Red Team, and the Gold Team. These guys were impacted the most from these wars, especially the Red Team and Caucasia, because their major trading partners were with the Red Team and the Blue Team. And the Gold Team just was in the war, so yeah. But they will each spread out their trade routes, and they start their trade routes following major cities, and they enter into supporting countries like the Blue Team. Caucasia enters in to the Blue Team to trade in the trade routes, and they also try to go through here to connect up with the Belarusian's team capital, but they still have a grudge from the war that just happened, so they don't really help them build it. But finally, the red team tells them, just do it, it'll help you out in the long run. And so they do it, and now the trade routes are looking pretty good. Now India is going to do their trade routes. They go along the coast, up near these major cities. They ask the orange team to enter, and they do, even though they're already super rich. And they ask Persia. Persia doesn't budge at first, but soon they do it, and they hesitate to ask the purple team because they were friends with the blue team and they just crippled them. But they asked them, and the purple team is relatively nice for some reason. And the Crimean team, they work with the gold team to go through the green team to connect up, and they do. And they also make another trade route to go connect up with the Persian team's capital. And the red team is kind of mad at this. Like, why isn't there one going through mine? And the gold team and the Crimean team look at them like they're crazy. What do you mean, why is there not one going through yours? There is going to be one. Just, you have to be patient, bro. That's the exact words that they say. They go through the pink team, and they connect up with the yellow team's capital, and they go into the blue team. And soon they go down and connect up in the blue team's capital. Now, I don't really know why they connect up in the blue team, but the blue team is basically the crossroads of Europe. They basically help Asia get into Europe, so I guess that's why. And they ask the orange team, and the orange team lets them. And they ask the brown team, and the brown team welcomes them with open arms. And they hop into the orange team again, and they go down. And then they finally go, and they connect up with the blue team and the red teams. And now that is all they got with the major cities, or with the trade routes. And the red team is still really mad. They're like, bro, I thought you said you had to wait. You got the whole entire, you got all of Anatolia. You got all of basically the Mediterranean, except Africa. And you got all of, like, Persia, which just got out of a war. I don't know why you would. And then you got, all of your country, and you got all of the blue team, and you got all of the brown team. Why not me? But that is going to do it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.